What's going on, filmmakers? I'm Alexandru and welcome to the final part of the behind the scenes jewelry commercial. So let's see the footage that we're gonna analyze today.
It all starts now. It all starts now. So hold it steady. Oh, are you ready? It all starts now. So hold it steady. Oh, are you ready? It all starts now.
So guys, what do you think about the final footage that we're gonna analyze? The good part about this is that we don't have only one scene, we have three scenes that we're gonna analyze in this final part. So if you're new to the channel and if you're seeing this video first time, I suggest you watch the first, second, and third part first so you can know a little bit better what I'm talking here, because all these three parts are connected between each other, and it's really important for you to watch the other parts so you have a better understanding of what we're talking here. So without further ado, let's go behind the scenes and let me explain how I achieved this image. So if you're used to the other episodes, you know that in the first one I talked about my camera gear and lighting gear. But if you forgot, I'm gonna tell you again that I shot the entire thing with the Sony FX6 with the 50mm f1.2 from Sony, all autofocus, and I had a filter in front of the lens to smooth out my skin tones. Because we have a lot of face in this commercial, we wanted the skin to look as good as possible. And secondly, my lighting of choice for this commercial was Nanlite, which is my favorite lighting company, and I love using their lights every day, anytime. So let's go behind the scenes. So we're gonna start with the first scene that we shot, and this one is really interesting because we shot the entire thing at a building that had 24 or 25 floors. And this is kind of crazy for Romania. We don't usually have building this tall. And since we were at the last floor, like 25 floor, we wanted to have a little bit of the town in the background. Like, we wanted to have the lights and everything. But it was kind of hard because the lights in the background were not so visible. And our light, the light that we have right here, so if you look on the clip on the left, you see that we lit the entire thing with only one PavoTube. And I was at ISO 12,800 on the Sony FX6, and my PavoTube was at 1%. And even at 1% was way too bright for the scene that we shot, because I had to increase the ISO so I can see the background, and I also had to dim down the lights from the room in order to match the exposure with the background. So it was kind of a little bit hard, but I think I managed to make it, even though, like I said, the PavoTube from up top was 1% in intensity and it was still too bright. But I wasn't really that happy with the results and how it was looking. So we only shot a few shots here, and we ended up moving the scene in a different position. But I still made a few shots, and I think they look pretty good, but I'm not super pleased with them. We ended up moving to a different location in the same space, but this time this location looked way better, and I managed to make my lighting the way I wanted. So as you can see, we have a mixed panel 150 with a softbox on it and a grid. This grid allows me to limit the spread of the light, and the light goes where I want it to go. So imagine this, you have a softbox, and the softbox gives you light like this. So it goes like, this is the light, and it goes like this. When you put a grid on your softbox, the light then goes like this. It doesn't spread on laterals. So this is why you really need to use grids whenever you want to control your light a little bit better. So as you can see, I'm using one light source, and from this behind the scenes, you cannot really tell how much lighting I'm using, but I'm gonna tell you right now. So if we look at the clip, you can see there is a really small PavoTube in the back and two other PavoTubes on the left. So look at the image on the left. You're gonna see two PavoTubes that stay there with their own magnets. So the PavoTube 6C have their own magnets, so you can just stick them whatever you want. And I put them there so I can have a really beautiful backlight on her hair and on her back. As you can see, it looks really nice. I really love the effect that it gives, and because I have this filter in front that smooths out highlights, it also smooths out my lights and it looks like super bloomy. And the filter is from Splendor FX6. It's the Dream filter. But anyway, I really loved how this shot turned out, and we're gonna do a little bit of lighting diagram so you can see exactly how I set up the shot. So let's draw the space that we filmed. So here was the table, here she was. So in order to make this really nice, we have to take a look at our space. If we take a look at the space, we see that we have a little bit of LEDs in the back that are from the Nor logo. And these LEDs are right here. And this LEDs were giving me a little bit of light on her face, but not that much. So it was a little bit filling the space with light. But the thing is, these LEDs had a really yellow color in terms of white balance. So they were around 2900 kelvins. And the good part about Nanlites is that you can basically set up your white balance on the lights. So I put the other lights, the PavoTubes, on the same temperature. So I have the PavoTubes, one right here, one right here, and one right here. And these PavoTubes were giving me light like this and like this. So these PavoTubes were on 2900 kelvins because I wanted to recreate the same lighting that I had in the room. And my main key light was here with the grid on it, and the light was going like this. So this was the mix panel. My camera movement from here to here, and I also moved the camera at some point here. So I hope you understand a little bit from the sketch what I wanted to explain. So we're gonna move to the next scene where we had a lot of fun. Unfortunately for this scene, we don't have behind the scenes because my assistant Cipri had to move the light, so he couldn't film me while he was moving the light. But anyway, let me show you what we did. So basically, we had a two lighting setup here that was pretty creative. So one light was my main key light, the mix panel 150. And the other light was the projector lens with the Forza 60B. And they both had a different white balance. And we also took advantage a little bit of the space we shot in because there were a little bit of LEDs up top. So we still had lights in the room. So what we did is that we had the projector lens with the Forza 60B from the side, and Cipri was moving the light like this. And because we filmed in slow motion, it looks pretty cool. But to understand a little bit better, let me show you a lighting diagram so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna draw the space. So we had this corridor that was like this. We had LEDs in top, so these were LEDs, and I had my actress here. Because we were playing with the projector lens, I had to put it in a place that we don't really see it. So here was the projector lens with the Forza 60B on 2100 Kelvin, and this was giving light like this, and we were moving this light a little bit. And my other light was here with the softbox. This is the mix panel. This one was on 5600, and this one was giving me light like this. So a really simple setup that is actually very effective. And if you look closely, at some point she stands against the wall, and this is the wall where she stands. So we had her here, and the light was moving from here to here. And the only thing that I did is like move this light in this position, and that's it. So really simple setup, really good use of lights. So the thing is, whenever you see creative stuff, you don't have to get afraid of lighting. You don't really have to get afraid of lighting, because sometimes the best lighting I ever saw are the most simple. You really have to be creative whenever you use lights in a way that it doesn't limit your creative camera movements, your creative vision, and also your time on set. Because sometimes you might spend hours and hours making a lighting setup, and then you realize that you don't really like it and you lost a lot of time, a lot of valuable time. So that's why whenever I'm on set, I'm trying to be as practical as possible and as fast as possible, because time is money. Like if you finish the project fast, you're gonna be back home, you're gonna be chilling a little bit, you're gonna enjoy your time with your family, and you're not gonna be tired as hell for the next project that you're gonna do. So use lights smart, and you don't need a ton of lighting to make a really beautiful lighting. So I really hope you enjoyed my series on this behind the scenes. If you enjoyed it a lot, I'm gonna try to do something like this next time. But in the meantime, make sure you subscribe, because I had other projects where I filmed behind the scenes and you're gonna be blown away on the results. So let's meet again on the next one. And until next time, I really want you to go out there, create some epic content, and have fun. Cheers, guys.